Video covers driveway, scale, and pattern concepts that I thought would be interesting in exploring different ways that you can work with a driveway. Mostly looking at transforming a relatively ugly lawn into a drought-tolerant garden. And so the first thing that I've done is painted out lines that show the relative massings that are appropriate for a house of this size and a street of this size, as well as the driveway. So the most important thing is to have a sense of scale, and you don't want things to be too busy or it's going to feel like a hodgepodge. You can put in some elements that make the house smaller in a variety of ways, but one of the best is to do a very simple swath of planting. Now if you look over here, they're using trees and lawn. Lawn is a uniform mass of planting. But in this case, the client would like to have low maintenance, drought tolerant plants. So we've removed a large lawn, and what we're going to be putting in is, in this area here, we're going to do the entire bed between this edging and this in two types of lavender. And what that's going to do for the eye is it's going to let the eye compare the house with a single mass of lavender. And in doing so, the house is going to look smaller. The primary view of the house is from a rather busy intersection and a distance of 30 to 80 feet. And so we want a relatively simple planting. Finally, on the upper wave, which is going to curve through the sidewalk here and around here, we're going to have the traditional tan or red mulch again. And the black with red on both sides is going to the eye from above, but also to the eye of the car driving by, going to emphasize this wave pattern, which will be further strengthened by plantings. So next came the concept of whether or not to carry that in any way into the driveway. And in this case, we have a relatively old driveway, which when we began was stained fairly dark. It's got a few cracks in it. And the client doesn't like the glare. And to replace a driveway like this, you're looking at, $20,000 to $30,000 to do it nicely. And the question is, on a much more limited budget, can we create something beautiful? So the concept we came up with was to do the same wave patterns using an acid dye. So you can see we've done a little bit of a sample right here, and we've based it on some samples we've done on the past few days in this little area right here. And this is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for the black mulch to be represented with this color, ebony, and then this color to be the walnut. And what we're going to have is the walnut, the ebony, and then back to the walnut. And as you can look from the line of the bark, you can see that we've cut a groove in the driveway here, all the way over to here. And this is allowing us to not only get rid of the glare, not only darken the concrete, which will hide many of the cracks, not only highlight these tile insets that we've been putting in the center, but it's going to allow the eye to look at the entire garden as a vista sweep, like a great painting.